Okay.
Yeah. Well, isn't the problem that sometimes someone could background or close the
So
app
that
before?
very thing talk with Amin. That Jay, did you get a chance to talk with Amin about it?
What are we talking about?
Background app, just tip images, problem from the
If
file.
someone closes the app
Oh,
before their trust tip image,
I sent
makes
Amin.
it.
Amin. I don't think Amin was online yesterday, was he? Or no, he was online at the very end of it.
He was,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah. So we didn't get a chance to talk about that, but let me, because we had that onboarding thing. But let me bring this back up to his board.
Okay. I haven't had a chance to test that onboarding thing either. Todd, will you use your Androids to onboard and see if you have any trouble with that verification code coming on the keyboard and through
Yeah, no problem.
SMS?
Yeah, we'll do.
Chantel, also, will you go? Is it build 46? I think. Will you test onboarding? There was some Androids have a problem getting that verification code. Okay, thanks.
That's it.
So Jerry, you're waiting to hear back from Amin on the image upload.
Yeah. We worked on that onboarding thing yesterday, so we didn't have time for the image upload.
Okay. Okay. When he comes on, let's ask him. Okay. So what else did you have going on it?
So yeah, that's it from my side. So like I will continue working tagging future.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay. Then Jerry, let's get your.
Yeah, let me share how to share my screen real quick. And okay, so this is something I pushed yesterday. This is a push notification dashboard that we can go test. We can go deep link. We can go join group, maggot army, and then we can do include users. We'll just do a specific user, John Worthington, and then we can go ahead and hit send. Send. Did you get a test notification, John?
Yes. Good.
So now we can see all this, and I can go and click this. And I got to switch to this tab. But then you can one click, and now you get the sending stats from the message in one signal.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So now we're.
I gotta show Danny this.
Yes, this is something that I worked on yesterday. This is the scheduling messages dashboard.
That's awesome.
So going back to here, yeah, as you see, you can schedule it, and then you can like include, exclude users. You can include them based on did my screen freeze? Let's see. Yeah, it's like frozen when I have a select menu open, but you can basically you can select a location on the map. Looks like the map key isn't on the server. You can select activity, so you can select if they favorited a certain profile, if they're in a certain chat group, and then you can do and or rules. You can really dial into who you target with these notifications.
That's cool.
So very
That's awesome.
powerful.
Nice job. Yeah. So you can pick individuals or anything else like that up.
Yep. And you can
great.
exclude people too.
Say that again.
You can exclude as well. So you can remove people that do not meet certain criteria.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. Have you shown Danny this dashboard yet?
No, this is like the first time that kind of leaks.
Cool. Well, yeah, no, he's gonna really like that. Him and Zane, they want to customize notifications for cohorts and whatnot, so this will be great.
Yeah, there's still some extra things I could probably do to it, but like personalized.
Yeah, I mean, if you wanted to create a cohort, is that possible yet?
No, but I don't think it would be much. I don't think it would be so difficult to do it. I would just want to know like some things Danny and Zane would want to track for cohorts.
I bet the easiest thing up front would be the ability to message one particular group chat.
Well, I mean, yeah, you can do that. You can go, chat. You can do include users chat.
Okay.
I'm not going to send anything, but okay, that group. I didn't push that change up, but You could search a group, you could do maggot army, and it'd be like 11,000
Okay.
users, and then you'd be like, sup maggots, and then there you go.
Oh, perfect. Great. That would be definitely uh, the big part of it. I'm sure they can get more detailed, granular on some of the other visions they have, but I know that one will go a long way.
Yep. So yeah, had a lot of good progress on this yesterday. Still some tiny little tweaks that we need. But also I need to be working on the I'm gonna work on an email that we're gonna send every time we send out a automated SMS blast from our follow-ups that we're doing at the nightclubs. I'm gonna be sending I think Zane, Todd, and Ari an email with an email report with the numbers um that we sent SMS to.
Okay.
So they'll be getting that information anytime I send out an automated blast. That way we can see how many of them convert, where they source from. And then had a meeting with Ismail and Amit just before here, and I need to make a new database table. We're going to use the approach of the URL being the key for tagging. That way it's cross compatible with trust tips and it's cross compatible with chat.
Mm,
Not
okay.
not a lot of refactoring needed. Ismail's done. Like what Ismail has is good. It's all back end stuff, but it shouldn't take long because the logic's there. I just have to change the key from a message key to a image key. And we're all good.
Okay. Great. So that should cover the basis for us
Yeah,
for
for
tagging.
tagging for sure. Yep.
Okay. Great. Um, do you have any questions for Ismail? Or
No, I covered it with him this morning.
nice. Okay. Great. Anything else?
Let me see. I think
Todd, Todd might have messaged you about his friend Joe.
Mhm.
Joe Gillis has not seeing his circle of trust at the top of his suggestions for when tagging people, and I noticed that he had the sync contact button, so I'm assuming that has something to do with it.
Yeah, I think I asked Amin to confirm with me the variables he's sending to that query because I reran it and I was able to get his circle of trust. I reran it as it should have been ran on that screen.
You reran it with contact permission disallowed,
Oh,
because I think that's the difference. Yeah, because for me it shows my circle of trust. But so
Just so you guys know, that has always worked for Joe, where he did used to see a circle of trust,
Mhm.
but something changed, and he's been
there's
having
a
a hard time.
couple. Yeah, there's a couple possible changes. He might have recently disallowed the permission, or he might have always thought it was there because it was there, just based on the way we used to have it. We did make a
That's
change to make it better suggestions, which could have coincided
right.
where that sync contact button now prohibits the circle
Oh,
of
that's
trust on
what's
top for
happening.
some reason.
Is it possible? Yeah, like you said, because he was telling me how he never allows his contacts, but maybe he's
Mhm.
mistaken. I think he might have a new phone, and maybe he didn't allow it this time, but maybe he allowed it in the past.
If he allowed it ever, we would have them. But I was looking at that screenshot you sent me. I don't know if those are his. They don't look like contacts of his. I don't recognize anybody really.
No,
So
they're not.
he probably hasn't, and but other people have him in their contacts, so that's where
That's
he
right.
gets suggestions. But either way, the circle trust should be on top. So, but
Yep.
it's
Okay.
not. So, what do you think, Jerry? Why do you think it's not up there?
I want to confirm with Amin the parameters that we're using to run the query. That way, I mean it'll be a pretty quick answer once I know the parameters.
Okay, sounds good.
Because I mean, it could just be something being true versus false. Like there's the exclude SOT thing. Remember how we did exclude SOT? If Amin is passing exclude SOT to this query after the changes we made, that's exactly why his circle of trust wouldn't be showing because he should have been passing false in a scenario. So we would dynamically calculate his circle of trust and then we remove it from the suggestions, and that's my likely hunch here.
Okay. would that explain why I see it though?
That would be if a parameter is being passed different, whether or not you have contacts enabled by chance, that could be the cause.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'll have to ask him. Okay. What else?
I think I ran through my stuff. Just gonna work on the email reports, and also might need to touch base with Todd as well on getting accounts set up properly for all the QR codes so we can track those properly. Like Bar West, make sure we have multiple accounts and stuff.
Okay. Yeah. That's gonna require some attention.
Yeah.
It's getting messy. A lot of different QR codes and things trying to keep track of.
I agree. Yeah, we need to figure out how to get a system going. Especially if we're targeting people with SMS follow-ups. That's a must.
Yeah. What's up, Chantal?
So I have a couple things that I've been hearing from multiple people. One is that they are the contacts when people are trying to go through them to invite people, their contacts aren't paginating past like A, B, and C.
Interesting.
So I've gotten that a few times. I've also gotten that the people who clicked the link in the email got additional badge.
Before we go there, what screen with the contacts?
The people finder screen. So from your center wheel, people, and then the contacts down there.
Okay, that one. Okay, well, we're about to push a new build out with that whole screen's completely redone. So
Cool.
let's see if that if you keep track of the people that reported that, and then
Okay.
this build you're in right now. Actually, in fact, check it out in the build you're in. It should be okay.
Okay. Yeah,
And,
I will do that.
And then then ask them when we release it. And then what was the other thing?
So with that email that we had that people click the link to get their badges, there was a number of people who got more than what they deserved. So like
Yeah, I
people
saw
who
that.
invested once got 2, 3, and 4.
Really?
Another
Yeah.
one, which was really weird, invested once and got 3 and 4, but then get the 2x, which that
Huh?
didn't make sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So did you send me all those users that done that? I see receiving the wrong badges. Yeah, send me
Yeah.
the
I'll
example.
send the people. Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Um,
Maybe I have them labeled wrong. Maybe that's almost what it sounds like, but
Yeah, I saw a
and
few people mentioning that.
And then on the dashboard, I'm getting an error when I try to delete accounts
yeah.
or move them to the delete queue.
Can you send me those names too? Yeah, that was stuff I was gonna look into as well because I changed the Z index and then like you can't see stuff now.
Yeah. And then lastly, what would just be a nice little quality of life, Jerry, if it's possible for you to delete some of the messages in between on the Circles walkthrough on the Circles investor one, because people are asking a lot of questions on how to do stuff that we have videos for, but there's so many messages in between that I don't think people really want to scroll up for all of that. So it'd be really nice to delete some of those messages. And then I don't know if we want to just have it where it's admin only to go into that channel. And then if people ask questions in the main chat, then I can upload videos there.
That's a further improvement. But yeah, let me know the messages you want deleted.
Yeah. I can do that for you.
Cool. What else, Chantal? I feel like there was other things I heard too that I remember the badges.
Yeah.
Was there another? Was there any blue check mark issues?
No.
No. Okay,
No blue check mark issues. Jerry and I have kind of talked about it. It's something he's got to figure out for people who have changed their email addresses or no longer have access to the email addresses that we have on file.
Yeah.
So I have a number of those that I've got. Well, let's see what else are common things. Oh, wait, of course I'm out of production now. I'll bring those back up as I find them now that I'm not in production right now. So
That bill, I think, should be pointing to production. 46.
is it? Okay.
Yeah, there should be. Yeah,
It
if
is.
everything's working well,
Okay.
I want to put it in review to the
Okay.
app stores. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Thank you, Chantel. That definitely keep us informed. Any other reports of
Yep.
things like that? Jerry, you'll
Yep.
investigate, and do you think you'll be able to just kind of retroactively correct it?
Oh, absolutely. Now that's the fun part about the link system. That when they're linked, we can have a lot of fun with
Okay.
retroactive changes we want to apply.
Okay.
I revoked a couple like manually that I saw. I was like, oh wait, you don't deserve that.
And I can go through and we can do a cleanup for that.
Okay. Cool. All right. Thank you, Jerry.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let's see. Why don't we get Ismail's update? How's it going, Ismail?
Hey. Yeah, so just kind of was adding final touches to tag. I think now it's like almost there. Just need that backend connected and we should be good for a build. Get it tested out. Well, I guess there's other than the invite part of things. That part I still didn't add, but I like to think that as a little separate because I'm just gonna add that with in here and in other places. So this is gonna be kind of separate logic that's get merged in with tag. But yeah, and then other than that, I just have a few things on my radar. Todd slacked me yesterday, like the those buttons not working on Android where you share a profile.
Yeah, the drawer on after the three dots.
Correct.
Yeah. Forgot
Yeah.
to tell you about that.
Yeah, I think you did tell me, but I was kind of in the thick of it with tag, so I kind of didn't want to. But now that I'm in a good spot, I might jump to see what's going on there today, and until Albert finishes the backend part, and then I'll go back to finishing that up.
Yeah, and I
Okay,
should data stuff. Ahmed, you're going to be around for a bit. I should have that table for you in a few minutes.
Okay, Jay.
And Ismail, what about all that logic, the fun logic around who can view it from, the right perspective, the tags and edit them and stuff, move them?
Yeah, well, and so that part I think I also have figured out. I obviously just has to after the back end is functioning. I want to like tag a few people, getting them from different accounts, try to play with each account live, make sure I didn't miss anything. But I think I have everything figured out. I have all the guardrails there in terms of, for example, I would not make if you're not the creator, you can't like drag it unless you are the person who is tagged. Then you have the functionality drag / remove.
And you can have more than one creator.
Then you can have more than one creator.
Got it.
Yeah, so that's where it gets just a little tricky, but I think the rules I have in place should cover everything. But then again, you never know unless you actually like use it.
Yep. So how close is it for testing?
Maybe today. After I get the backend stuff and connect it and do a few tests, I think I can have it in a build today to start playing with. Maybe we won't have the invite today. Maybe we will. We'll see.
Awesome. Okay. Was there anything else like smaller defects?
You mean outside tag?
Yeah, like kind of like the drawer, the three dots. Like any other can't remember.
Well, there was one. Todd was telling me about the Android unable to attach photos or videos when starting a chat. So I need to look
Oh,
at that. And one last thing is that where it saves the message inside Compose, I need to clear that too.
Okay.
Um, so those are the three things that I have on my radar outside tag.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. All right. Anything else?
No, not at the moment.
Okay. Very good. Thank you. Wells, let's get your update.
Yes, sir. So yesterday I opened the APR and it was approved and merged. Let me just get it here. So basically in there were four main things. So it implemented the show more button for loading more trust tips in the profile instead of loading on scroll, but without showing the total amount. It changes the comment on to share to text on the badges, and it temporarily removes the winner circle flare behind the winner, because the way it is exported currently, it was too big, so it was messing with the typable area of other parts of the app. So I temporarily removed that the little flare behind the first player. And I'm talking to Shanto, so we will have um, a different export, so we can have it there without messing with the typable area of the show more button. And now the winner circle has. Oh, go ahead, Shanto. Sorry.
Oh, I had my hand up previously, so you can continue.
Oh yeah, no problem. Yeah, but so and also the winner circle now, when you press on the user avatar, you should navigate to their profile, and that is everything that is currently merged. And right now, so Amit provided me the API for provided me the update on the API for having the total amount of trust tips that the profile has. So right now I'm implementing that. I believe I'm 99% in. Just gotta do some more testing in edge cases. So we will show instead of only show more on the trust tips, we'll show 19 more, for example, regarding the ones that are still to be loaded. So this is what I'm currently in.
Okay, great. Right now, wait, I thought you already had the show more button on there. I thought I saw it. Didn't that make it into this latest build?
I think you made it.
Okay, okay, yeah. Okay. So what are you still doing with that?
I am implementing the counting, the
Oh, the number. Okay, yeah.
yeah. Because right now it only says show more, so we'll say show more with a number.
Okay, yeah, let's do 10 blocks of 10.
Okay.
Cool. What else?
Yeah, and right after I finish that, I gotta do this flare fix on the winner circle, so it won't mess with the type of area of the show more. Yeah,
Okay,
so I'll
good.
be doing that, and after that, I still have to get back to the what I was doing previously, which was the see all buttons on the favorites.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Um, okay, good. What
Yeah.
else?
I think that's all so far.
All right, very good. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep. Chantel, did you have your hand up or was that just from earlier?
Ismail had said the word invite, and that reminded me of the other thing.
Mhm.
I've had just a couple of people say that they used their link and didn't get credit for it.
Mm-hmm. We've
I'm
been
not
looking into
sure.
that. Yeah, a lot of times their friend just entered the phone number in that landing screen and then that was it. So like there's been some of that. I guess short answer, we have never found a situation where the link tracking didn't work. When the person onboarded and everything was like all the way as it should be, it worked every time. So it was pretty much always like on the user, the person that got invited, whether they clicked a diff or someone else's link or went to the app store directly or just didn't finish the process, things like that.
Yeah, I've had a lot of people mention that to me as well, and I found the only situation where that they didn't get the credit was they invited the person somehow, well, long before we were tracking it. Um, but that's really rare. And then the other times, like you said, John, I just talk to them and say, well, are they in the app? If you search them,
Right.
are they in here?
Yeah,
And
that's
they're
a
not.
great question to start with. So Chantel, same thing. If someone asks
Yeah.
you,
So I do have someone who said they gave the link and gave the person's name. She said this just now happened.
yep,
Uh,
and is the welcome badge from today or yesterday on
The
that
welcome
user?
badge.
That's how I always tell when they join.
Oh, okay. I will check that. I did
Because
not.
like sometimes you'll see it like 3 years ago or something, and they're like, "Oh, I guess they're already in the app." You know?
Yep.
Got it.
Yeah.
For the people who are like, oh, I did it wrong, I just say sorry, like do it the right way next time, or
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
right. I mean, it's
That's kind of what I figured is like fair is fair. You got to do it the right way,
right.
Keep
There-
inviting your friends.
There were some users that had reached out. I think was it Todd, and they were very old users, like from 2021, and they said they invited people from in 2021, and it was like
Yeah.
before we had our invite system.
That's true. There will be some of that.
So Todd,
I think we can take that on case by case if we can
Yeah.
verify. I mean, I invited tons of people and I didn't get credit for it. I'd already have way more than my maximum for their levels, but I invited everyone early on. So I get it. Yeah, we should take that case by case.
yep.
Cool.
Cool. Okay. And then Todd, Chantel, any trouble onboarding yet?
No,
I
I've done it
onboarded and it was great.
3 times. Yeah,
Okay.
worked great.
The that code, the auth code, Todd, was it like on the keyboard and or where I don't know,
Yeah,
wherever it was supposed to be?
it worked. It worked perfectly as expected.
Okay. Okay,
Yep.
try another Android because it's the Androids that have like they have an automatic authorization. I can't remember why, some parameter that allows it to like they don't even need a code. And that was the problem is that we were trying to use a code and um, the the Android process Firebase was like just trying to progress them immediately through a different kind of authorization, and that's where the
Yeah,
problem is occurring.
yeah. I tried on Pixel. I tried on I think it was an S21 Ultra
Mhm.
and another one, and so far it's all been working great.
Okay. Okay, good. Looks like I think Amin joined us. Jerry, what were we going to ask Amin? I totally forgot already.
Two things for him. The first thing was from Joe Gillis, but the other one is about the background images.
Oh yeah.
Oh, let's see. Oh, this is not.
Let me start with the circle trust thing. Hey, one of Todd's friends noticed that when he goes to tag somebody in a check-in, he's not seeing his circle of trust in the top of the suggestions list. And I see it on mine. The only difference is he did not allow the contact permission. So I'm wondering if that's somehow preventing his circle trust from appearing on top when he tags.
Yeah, I just sent Jerry my findings about this. Well, that there we're not using the SLT suggested users. Jerry, we're using the user contacts and following for tagging friends.
Again, yeah,
And we pass that filter suggested true and prioritize SLT true. So that should be, I think from the prioritize SLT param, true means that show the SLT at the top.
yeah. Let me Okay, let me take that query. I'm looking in the wrong place then. So does this query only get called when you don't allow contacts, or is this for all the cases?
Okay, let me see.
You know what? That rings a bell. I think it's a different query for when you don't allow the contact permission.
It
And that would explain it.
is okay. Client.
So yeah, so once we get a main on the call and he tells me to query, we have it figured out in like 2 minutes.
Yeah, always.
Yeah, if the contacts are not allowed, we use the suggested SOT users. But in this case, for the tag friends, it was allowed. So we used for tag friends, we use the user contacts and following with the prioritized SOT set to true.
Okay, so but when they don't allow the permission, we still need the circle trust on top.
Yeah, let me. Well, there's a query. There's a parameter he's passing that is called prioritize SOT. I'll look at it. I know what I need to do to fix this. This should be back
Okay. Nothing needed on the front end.
correct.
Cool.
What I need.
Okay. Let me know when it's ready, or let Todd know, and Todd can have Joe check it out. Okay. And then the image uploading situation. What, can you explain that one too, Gary?
Yeah, I mean, so this is going to be something that we might have to work with, work on together. What this user did is they uploaded a trust tip with images, and everything got uploaded partially. What I think what happened is I got their session replay, and as soon as they hit like enter on the trust tip, they either background or close the app.
Let's see.
So a suggestion to make this run faster, maybe to where we don't have this problem, is we could upload the images like in advance, almost asynchronously, which I don't know if that'll fix everything. Because still they could still close the app and the images are not uploaded yet. There's still the possibility of that, John, that
Well,
they
if
fill
you
out.
close, like if you force close the app by like to swipe up to the app, you're closing the app. Like
Yeah, but like people don't know the difference. If I was sending a message and iMessage, I wouldn't think it wouldn't
mm,
send. What can we do? Well, we also have a problem even if they just background it, right, Jerry?
I don't know for sure if it's backgrounded or if it's
Because the swipe up close is like, okay, maybe that's a more difficult edge case to solve, but I'm pretty sure the problem happened just from backgrounding, which at the
because
very least, let's solve that.
it's the optimistic response. So the optimistic response gives them the impression that the mutation is complete.
Yeah.
Like, oh, cool, close.
Yeah. Um, what was our solution the other day? So you upload, it's when you're uploading a photo and
then I guess then in this case we'll actually load it there, like when
thought
you're
we
gonna.
did. I thought we had like the status bar loader. But I think what we need is even with that loader, I think we need something when they come back that says not delivered. Like a red
Mm-hmm.
message, like iMessage would say not delivered.
Um, that we need like like a design how we want to do that, like where like the
Yeah.
criteria and all of that.
Even before we get to that, though, what about when the user backgrounds the app? Isn't there a way that we
There
can
is,
still send?
yeah, there is a way. Like there's how we can keep some tasks running
Mhm.
uh when the app is backgrounded. I'm not sure if Ismail did that with the image chats, like the chats media. I'm not sure if he did that there or not.
Ismail, were you following along?
Not 100%.
Yeah. So like yeah, my question is like in chat, like when we upload media, like if the user put the app in the background, are you doing some specific work to keep the uploading happening while the app in the background?
Mm, no.
Okay, so it's not there. Yeah, I thought that it's there, then we can just do the same here for trust tips since it's not. But yeah, the answer, yeah, there is ways to keep some tasks happening in the background, running while the app in the background. We can do that for uploading, for example, here in trust tip.
Okay. Let's do it. Let's do whatever Slack is doing. I feel like that's pretty reliable. If I send an image in Slack and leave Slack, it's still sending. Um, Jerry, can you work with Amin on it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Uh, did you have questions about that, Amin?
No. So the fix is when a user press on that button, add to favorites button, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Just
I
we can
think what happened is they did the add to favorite and they're still in the flow, right?
yeah.
So they background the app. Oh, wait a minute. This coming back to me, Jerry. We were talking about how we should. Oh, yeah, I remember now.
So uploading the images in advance.
Yeah, why not? Okay, yeah, exactly. I think Slack does this too. So, I mean, okay, why don't we, when the user goes and selects an image from their photo library,
Mm-hmm.
why don't we put it in a temp folder? And maybe they have 3 in a temp folder. So technically, they haven't completed the favoriting process, but the image is there temporarily. So that way, it by the time they do finish on favoriting, the problem. Yeah, now I remember. The problem is that we don't even begin the uploading until they completely finish favoriting.
That
And yeah,
I think we need both solutions, John. We
Mm-hmm.
need where it
yeah,
continues in the background because still, it could take a while for the images to upload on their cellular connection, especially if they're not leaving a trust tip. They're just adding images. That
mhm.
they would go through that flow pretty quick, and if they were to background from the app, it would still happen. So we need to do both. We need to do the
I
background.
mean, there's a few steps like after you get the photos picked, like there's still quite a bit of time. But yeah, I want to do both. So can we do both? Can we have like this temp folder or whatever we would call it, our version of that,
The temp
where
would be a little more advanced.
uh,
Totally possible. I would say maybe the background it's an easier place to start because the temp folder is going to need a lot of changes on the front end and the back end.
Can we not just like upload directly to Cloudinary here? Like to the
Well,
temp
that's what
folder.
John's asking, but still, now you're going to have to send the URL of the image that you uploaded to Cloudinary, and
Mm-hmm.
you're going to have to go pick out the image in Cloudinary and link it to the trust tip.
Oh
There's
yes. Like
changes
what?
in that are needed to do that.
is that tricky?
And I would say it's more complex than implementing the background continuation. But I'll let Mean correct me on that one if that's true.
The background that's all front end. Like the
Right,
back.
the background is all front end. But if we do this early upload, John, this is front end and back end.
Yeah, but it sure is a better experience because like it speeds the process up.
It could. Like
Yeah, even for chat too, right? If like I had a video selected,
we don't I don't think we fully do that in chat
I
yet.
don't think they do. I know, but it would be nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like I still think the background processing is easier to implement first, and then we can follow that up with the like the almost the asynchronous upload. Like they're
Okay.
both required here to get the
Okay.
experience.
Okay. Okay. Well, let's fix the easy one first. And but what do you think, I mean, about having it upload right when you pick the images rather than wait for the favorite?
Yeah, I can do that. Just that will, as Jerry was explaining, would need some back end work as well.
How tricky is that back end work, Jerry?
That's what I was saying. It's that it's not completely tricky, but it's now you have changes on both sides.
Right. We do that all the time.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
it can be done. Like it's not hard.
Okay.
It's
I,
just like,
I think it's a high value thing because it's so much more of this content is now getting shared and upload, in different ways through
Yeah.
chat, through trust tips
yeah,
and stuff.
it's gonna get done. I'm just telling you that what's
You
gonna
want to
happen
start with the easier one? Okay, sure. Yeah, again.
one because once we get that background thing done, then we can try it with the asynchronous upload.
That makes sense. Okay. That reminds me, there was a problem, I think, on Android of sending a photo with a chat for the first time. Todd, did we resolve that? Actually, I think we tested it in the last build and it worked.
Yeah, we tested in the last build and it did work.
Android and iOS.
As far as I can tell, yeah.
Okay. To test it again with the newest build just to be sure. Cool.
Got it.
Okay, great. All right, guys. Well then, I gotta drop. I'm supposed to be on a show right now. So I'll be tied up for a little bit. But I'm still checking my messages. Give me a ring. Ping me if you need anything, and I'll be around all day.
Okay.
Okay. Right on. Good job, guys. We'll chat later.
Yep.
Okay. Thanks.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Yeah.